Good evening, y'all, and we are back. Max and I have revived the series Have You Met, which we started a couple years ago, and kind of came full circle where we got this idea from going to Too Many Games in
Yeah.
Philadelphia a couple years ago, and that's actually where we got introduced to Dan from Console Wars. And lo and behold, fast forward to now, we're now here with Dan and his co host Pat joining us up here. So, yeah, these are the guys behind Console Wars, and we're here to interview them, get to know them, and yeah, take some Q&A at the end. So, yeah, thank you, Max, for having us on again.
Oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Dan's a pretty nice guy. I enjoyed meeting you. I don't know if I met you both. Too many games. I definitely remember you last. No, 2 years in a row. I remember saying hi. You seem really cool. I'm fresh to the channel. I've heard of Console Wars before. I've seen come across videos. Really good stuff. I started watching today. I'm definitely going to keep watching because it's really fun, really interesting. And I love also the one I really got started watching today was Lethal Enforcers, and not only just like the console wars of Sega and Nintendo fans going at each other. You really emphasize which port has better for that Lethal Enforcers. I love light gun games, so I got to finish that video. So thank you for your work. Rhea has some questions. I like to go deep too of how you started into the nerd fandom. Like, how was your childhood? Not it's only what you want to share. What got you what's the first game you played, or what got you into video games? Was it you naturally, or did you get a hand-me-down console, or your parents in the games? What got you into gaming, maybe?
I remember the first time I played video games, I think it was at my babysitter's house. She bought a Nintendo for her son. So that was 80s. I'm old. I'm an old dude. So that was Super Mario Brothers, the original for Nintendo, and then eventually I got one for Christmas. And yeah, that just sort of started it. I was an only child, so my parents bought me a lot of video games. I had all the consoles growing up. Yeah. So I grew up with the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, which is the focus of the Console Wars series, and I even had the CDI growing up, which I still have. So
you still have a CDI? Is there anything good on there? I don't.
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
That's what I was like. Okay. But that's what started.
I have the Zelda. I have one of the Zelda games for that too.
Okay.
It was horrible. Yeah.
So playing a console at your babysitter, that's where it started. And then you started asking it to your parents. That's what started it, you think, or you started mentioning it? That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay. So Mario Brothers, any other early games that really got you? I love playing this besides Mario, like Tetris.
Definitely Zelda. Zelda was one of those games. That was a game I didn't know what the hell to do. I just walked around. I just walked around killing enemies for hours, and then I went to a family party and I was like, oh yeah, I love this game, and then I was just walking around for hours, and then they're like, give me that controller, and then they showed me there's dungeons. I was like, oh my god, there's dungeons in this game. So that was one of the early games I played too.
All right, cool. Pat, I'd like to ask Pat the same question. What's your first gaming experience? Was it some family member, babysitter, your friend down the street? Where'd you start playing games?
I was born into Atari. Yeah, also old. So yeah, parents had Atari.
Okay, that's a good start.
Then I very few memories of actually playing it. I kind of remember Pole Position and Pong.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nintendo entered the house, and they bought it for themselves. So,
oh really? Selfish parents. Okay,
it did not work out.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So
I didn't know we were getting that. Okay.
Yeah. So I have an older brother. So basically, he took claim of that, then I took claim of it, and they never got to touch the thing. So it was same. Okay. You got the cartridge that came with it was Duck Hunt and Mario Brothers. So he played that to death. Then Zelda entered the game. And that it's hard to tell with the lighting, but I do have a Hyrule shield hanging over my shoulder.
Oh, cool.
So that is a long-time fan of Zelda. Then Castlevania came around, and to this day, I'm still singing the music. It just gets stuck in my head.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's a great series. Great
Yeah.
music.
Absolutely amazing. Love them.
What is the most famous song from the series? What is it, like Bloody Rain or something like that?
You have Vampire Hunter or Bloody Tears.
Bloody Tears. There it is.
Bloody
Yeah,
Tears.
thank you.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that's a good question to roll into. So we know how y'all became gamers, but rolling into YouTube land, how did that all start? How did you even like end up here?
I'm gonna let that
well,
guy go.
Well, how did you become friends, and then how did your friendship lead you here?
Well, how did we become? I guess we'll start with because we became friends before the YouTube channel. We
long
had a
before.
mutual friend. Yeah, we had a mutual friend. Let's say Chris. What up, Chris?
Chris.
That
Hi,
kind of
Chris.
introduced us. So then, like, we were sort of like friend of a friend. Like, oh yeah, I know about Pat because like if I would hang out with Chris, sometimes Pat would be there, and then like we would just hang out. And I still remember like when my parents went to the Philippines. Pat, like we were over. We had like beers. I think we were all under 21, and we were
Most
just like
likely.
trying to play Metallica on the guitars.
Yep.
So that was like a long, yeah, that was like early, but like we weren't really close back then. And then I started
This
the
has to be
YouTube channel.
this got to be almost 20 to 25 years ago, just to give like an idea.
Yeah. And well, like I said, we weren't too close, but like I would maybe occasionally see him. But then we sort of like lost touch. And then I started the YouTube channel with Greg. That's who I started the YouTube channel with. He was my friend from high school. I was in a band with him. And then ultimately, well, I watched a lot of Angry Video Game Nerd videos, I guess, while I was in college.
Oh,
My
really?
buddy introduced me to it. Yeah. And then like I'd be bored at work because I said I teach music, and I used to work for this place, and then there'd be like nothing to do between lessons. So I just watched Angry Video Game Nerd videos like all day. And this is like what, 2010, 2011 is when I'm doing this. And eventually I'm just like, I kind of want to do it. Like he's doing this. Maybe I can do this stuff. And originally it was just going to be me, just comparing Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, kind of like Angry Video Game Nerd, but like just like yelling in the camera and being absurd. But then I thought maybe it'd be kind of fun if it was like a competition between like two friends, and then people can really pick sides. One show I realized was an influence. Anybody ever watched Kenny versus Spenny? Really stupid show where these two best friends,
on Comedy
a
Central.
competitive show.
Name sounds familiar, but I
back
don't
in the
remember
day.
it.
Like the premise of the show is like they'd have a competition, like who can have the biggest fart. Like was one episode, and then, like they actually had like a methane reader to read the methane in their farts, and like whoever
take it
had the
serious.
highest like won. Yeah, it's a great
So
show.
we know what we're
And-
doing next season. All right.
Yeah. So I like the competitive idea of it. So then I brought it to a couple friends before I brought it to Greg too. Greg was not my first choice, but he was the one that said yes. And originally he said yes because he thought he was just going to help me get game footage, because I didn't know how to capture game footage back in the day. I don't, game capture card, like what is that? I don't know what that was. So I was like, okay, yeah, you don't have to do anything. I'll just help me get the game footage, and I'll do all the work. I'll be on camera. And then like after hanging out with him one day to get the game footage, I was like, he should be on the show with me. This makes too much sense. So I wrote him this long, elaborate email of like the pros and cons of like why he should be on the show or why it wouldn't work, and like so many pros and like one little con, and then like long, well thought out email. His response was, okay. Like that was it. He's like, great, yeah. So that was the beginning of Console Wars, and then we filmed the first episode Aladdin, and then we just did it forever. And then Greg eventually had his personal issues he had to deal with stuff, and he wanted to leave the show. And around the time when I was doing the show with Greg, I reconnected with Pat, and because I was friends with Stand Up Comics. And then Pat's brother was an MC of a show called Ha-Has and Tatas, which was burlesque and stand-up comedy.
Shout out.
Yep. Shout out to Tommy. And yeah, I was like, oh, Pat, yeah, I remember you, dude, from back in the day. So we reconnected. And so this was probably, I would say 10 years after we initially hung out or so. we'd be connected. And then we became Facebook friends. And then Pat always posted like, no offense, Pat, like stupid videos of himself doing random shit just for shits and giggles. And
Nice.
it was always in the back of my mind, like I want him
Just
either,
my
like, on the
audition
show
tape.
some- Yeah, it basically was. And I was always like, maybe he should be on the show in some capacity. And then like maybe if I need to replace somebody, he might be a viable option. And then lo and behold, Greg left. So I immediately thought of Pat, and he was like, well, he does this stuff for, just for whatever. Maybe he'll do it for my show. And we already have like a built-in audience, and maybe he'll kind of dig that. And yeah, I still remember I went to another Ha-Has and Ta-Tas show just to accidentally run into Pat, but I knew what I was doing that night. So I was like, yeah, dude, I got this opening in a web series I do with my buddy. I think you'd be perfect for it. And Pat was kind of like, yeah, sure. Pat had no idea what the hell Console Wars was. He's just like, yeah,
No idea.
Sure.
Kind of like the same thing. It was like a long rundown. I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. And that was
Yeah,
pretty much
it's
it.
exactly what the response I got from Greg. So I knew he was the right fit for the show. And yeah, then now we've been doing it since 2019. So
Yeah.
Cool.
that brings us to pretty much where we are now.
Thanks for sharing. I really enjoy how much your friendship incorporated in your channel and content creation too, like including with your previous co-host, your band. So it's cool that you keep connected with these people, and your channel's going long time, successful channel. I'm looking forward to see what you come up with next. Is there any specific episodes that you would want to point newcomers to, like a video or two that you said, check this out if you want to check, if you're fresh, if you want to meet our channel and what we're about, like some of your favorites maybe?
I'll list off a couple of my favorites.
Okay.
I think our Super Street Fighter 2 episode is pretty
Okay.
solid.
I saw the
so
views
I
on
think-
that. I didn't check that one out yet. Yeah, that's pretty good.
It gives a good
Yeah,
look at our
definitely-
stupidity. Like, you need to look at some of these things.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
definitely one I'll check out.
Yeah, a lot of different characters in that one. One of them I really like is the Addams Family episode, because
Mhm.
it was not just like reviewing the game, it was sort of like a little tribute to the Addams Family, the first two movies, with Raul Julia that I grew up with. So I felt like it was like a little daunting. It was like, oh man, how do I like do humor that'll like kind of do it justice? And I feel like that episode came out really good.
Yeah.
So I would definitely check out the Addams Family episode as well. Pat, you got any recommendations?
A personal favorite of mine is Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. I think it was that my second episode? I want to say
Might have been
it was
your
my second or third. So I was like, I was kind of new coming in, and by that episode, like I just kind of finally found myself. I found myself in the Console Wars, and it's like I didn't watch any of the previous episodes. Nothing against Greg or anything. I didn't want to see any of it and try to emulate whatever he was doing. So I just came into it totally fresh, and by like episode 2 or 3, whatever it was, I was just more comfortable and coming up with things on the fly, as opposed to just be like looking at what I'm supposed to say and nervously saying it.
Cool.
I was
cool.
actually curious what are some titles off the top of your head where, let's say that there is a Genesis port, Super Nintendo port, and those ports are of the original arcade game. Is there maybe like a middle ground where both of y'all can agree, yeah, the arcade version is the superior one, and that's where you can, would that be an interesting video, or what do you think about that?
Honestly, the first two that come to mind are fighting games. I would probably go with the original Street Fighter arcades, and then also Mortal Kombat 3 specific arcade.
Yeah, I think Pat's kind of right there. When it comes to like, is it better on like a port or the arcade? The fighting games, I think, are much better in the arcade, just because you got everything graphically, and then like the audio and the animations, just everything is better. And then it translates. It's almost like a one-to-one translation, right, from the arcade to the port. But if you get like another game, like I'm thinking like Final Fight, right? That was an arcade game. That was 2 players. And then when you ported it to the Super Nintendo, it was only 1 player. A whole level and boss was cut from it. So it's much better for the consoles, I think. And then like with the arcade, most arcades are just to eat up quarters, right? So it's
Right.
incredibly hard, and you're just going to die a lot if you play the arcade game, as opposed to the console version where you actually have a standing chance to get really far and maybe even beat the game. So I think the fighting games are probably better just because they're a little more even difficulty wise, and you're not really missing too much when you translate to port it. But I think other games, like I said, like Final Fight, or even like the Ninja Turtles games, like we just played the Ninja Turtles.
It's
arcade
funny,
game,
that was in my mind too.
a few months ago. And then like it's so fun. We're playing it. We're like, well, where's this level that we used to play on the Super Nintendo game? It's like, well, it's not here. It was these things were added. Like even the 8-bit Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, right? You have the winter stage, and then that that Japanese I don't know stage. There's 2 stages that were added in the Nintendo version that were not in the arcade game. So it's like you get more with the ports in a lot of those games that are not fighting games. So.
I have a weird question because it's Console Wars and you do a professional job on your videos, but did you participate in real life Console Wars growing up? And where like your game sucks on the Sega, we're rocking it over here. And did you ever go like that? Like sometimes fans do, nerds do, they get pretty aggressive on certain ones that were you pretty hardcore of Nintendo or Sega to some of your friends back in the day on certain releases? Or
so I'll give you the
yeah.
inside scoop.
Oh.
But okay. I don't tell anybody else, but I grew up with both of them. So
yes, that's
Yeah.
what I'm like. I like it all. I can't pick. I'm
Right.
like, why are you fighting over that? I have both, and I'll get the exclusives for each. Yes.
I will say I had a Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64, but the Sega Genesis did show up in there, and that's the only Sega thing I had. But
Okay.
so through and through, I am more Nintendo, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll roll with that answer.
Okay. Unfortunately, I did
Um,
continue on with Sega, and I got to see Sega CD and stuff, and that was not great.
Sorry.
ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, it's rough. No, growing up, I knew the Mortal Kombat had blood on Sega, right? So I got
Yes.
the Sega version, and everybody who wanted that game and wanted the good version knew to get the Sega version. And then there were kids in school who had it for Super Nintendo, and you're just like, why? You can't even, you don't. There's no blood, and you can't even do fatalities. And they're like, well, I only have one console, and then you're like, because I'm like Pat, I had both consoles growing up. So
Yeah.
definitely Mortal Kombat. And one of my earliest memories too was getting the Aladdin VHS. You remember those old Disney VHSs?
Yes.
With
Oh
like a
yeah.
clam
I had
shell,
them
something like
all.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Aladdin one actually had like an advertisement for the video games, both Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
And like on one side it was Super Nintendo, and then the other side of a sheet it was Sega game. And I had the Sega game already. And then I was looking at pictures of the Super Nintendo, and I was like, this looks terrible. This doesn't look good at all. And I was like, why would anybody want this turd when the Sega game's clearly better? I don't even think he has a sword. What's going on here?
Yeah.
So yeah, you knew when you were a kid. I mean, you read it in magazines, you heard it on the playground. You knew if a version was better on a different console.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay.
Yeah. I was just going to pivot into where is it in the, I guess, like the landscape of gaming where, as far as the YouTube channel goes, where there is sort of like kind of a defined era, I guess, like if you wanted to set expectations for what kind of content is currently like on the roadmap, and just to let folks know.
Oh, it's early YouTube. It's not 30 seconds, 10-second videos. It's like 25-minute dissertations about like why this version's better than this version, plus me and Pat acting like asses because we think it's fun. So
Yes.
It's old school YouTube. If you have a short attention span, sorry, we're not about that life. We need a lot of time to compare these games and to fulfill our comedy or sketch comedy, needs.
And if you're coming in just for a dissertation, you're going to be upset because we are going to act like assholes. And that's what keeps us going. That's our favorite part about it.
Oh yeah.
Like I know you can get into like the get into the weeds of like differences between game ports, but do you also get into well, this is why the controller is superior, or this is why this game is superior on this specific type of monitor or CRT, or just getting into like the actual like hardware besides like, you know, just like the content on the game. Do y'all get into that, or is that something that is a little like more existential, or I guess like outer rim, where it would take even more time away from just talking about the game itself?
It depends if like the game, like if a game has like more buttons, like let's say you can do something on Super Nintendo because the Super Nintendo controller has more buttons than a Sega Genesis controller. So like, hey, look, on Super Nintendo I can switch between weapons because I have this button. On Sega you only have 3 buttons, so you can't do that. So that's the only instance where we would bring up that type of argument. But as far as like this looks better on a CRT versus, we don't we don't go that deep.
Right.
Only if it
Unless it's a light
just
game
affects,
or
like,
something.
how you play the game.
Right.
Like, do you have a preference, like just in your own gaming worlds? I know Max is like really big into original hardware, like CRTs, physical media. I'm like lightweight on it, you know, compared to him, but
Yeah.
yeah. Are you at that
I have like
level?
10 CRTs.
From
more
1 to 10? Max is a
You
10. Where
robbed
are
Crazy
you on that
Eddie's.
scale?
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
I have 1 CRT, and that's like Pat said, just for the light gun games. Really,
Yes.
I put my games up to a Retron 5 to my HD TV, so I got a nice big clear picture. I'm
Mhm.
lazy. I mean, I will play on the original. I do have the original hardware, but I mostly just play on it just to make sure that like, wait, because sometimes when you play on a Retron, like something's a little messed up. Like maybe some
Mhm.
audio is a little weird, or maybe there's like a weird glitch. It's like, is that glitch
Mhm.
happening in the actual hardware, or is that just because I'm on a Retron? So that's the only time I'll do it. But even in those instances, like I still will like, I'll just go on YouTube and watch somebody else's video. Like, is it happening to them too? Okay.
Yeah.
It's like,
Mhm.
I got to hook up everything. It's like, it's a pain in the ass to
Yeah.
hook up everything when you just got it. It's already hooked up to the HD, you know?
Mm-hmm. I remember the first time I played Mario Kart 64 on a flat screen. I thought my head was going to explode because it was just like, it was just so blotchy and just, it did not work.
Yeah. That's why I got all those over there.
Mm-hmm. Research purposes, these
Or
days.
or you could buy an analog now. Oh boy. I
Yeah.
can't get it right now.
So when it comes to accessibility of games, are you more of a purist as far as like it's got to be on like the original hardware? I don't want to experience it with any sort of like emulation. I want to use the same controller. Is that, are those all? I know we touched on it as far as like you know, accessibility and ease of convenience, but if you had the option to just play all original hardware and physical media, but it's limited to, you know, what, you know, was immediately released and you know what was available versus like emulation, which opens like the door to like all these possibilities and media that you've never experienced before, but you can't actually own it. Like where do you fall on like those two extremes as far as like, you know, your current, you know, status as a gamer?
Well, for the channel, I try to do like, I want the game. I want a hard copy of the game. I don't want to emulate. I don't know, just something about like, this is how it would have been back in the day. I have to have it, I have to feel it in my hand. So
Yeah.
for the show, we just use the actual games. We don't use any emulation. I did use emulation 1 episode. I'm not going to say what
Uh-oh.
episode it was, like, because the game was too expensive. If anybody can figure out what episode it was, then I will buy you a beer. But yeah, I prefer to use the original stuff. And it's just like growing up, like I didn't really play computer games. Like I always played on the TV. So
Mhm.
like, you know, obviously my I have emulators, but like I don't really play them too often. Maybe just to like check it out. But I just love, give me a controller in my hand and hook it up to the TV, and that's I'm old school, so I'll just go that way forever probably.
Yeah. Wait,
I-
as far as like emulators, I don't like, I did have a few. I really haven't gotten any of them because I also don't play anything on my actual computer. Everything is on the TV. So I've been like, whenever I do a live stream on our channel, I'm usually running something off maybe the Switch library or my Xbox library, but it's it's a Nintendo branded emulator. Let's go that route.
Yeah. I actually think the Switch 2 is a good state. I mean, it has problems with being a little sluggish, but the way me and Rhea, when we got the Switch 2, we tried a little bit, which I still need to play Mario Tennis again. And I never played you Mario Kart World yet. Now
Oh,
you
it's
got
so
into
fun. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
now
So
I know how to play it. So yeah, it's
now
fun.
we got to get a group
Anyway.
together. But the emulation on I'm open to everything on original hardware, but the way that Nintendo does it, where you can play online some of these games, like the Nintendo 64, it's not mind blowing, but playing some of these games, especially GameCube games, yeah, you could play GameCube on original hardware online, but how many people actually do that? Trying to find someone now where on the Switch 2, I could actually find someone to play Soul Calibur online and F-Zero. Oh my goodness.
Yes. Now you play GoldenEye without having to stay, don't look at my screen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they added GoldenEye. That's a good point. Yeah, when I was playing Soul Calibur 2 with Max on Switch 2, I was like, this is why aren't they releasing more games like this in the libraries? And I guess like part of it though was we're playing this this port. It's not necessarily a remaster, so there are like, you know, some like graphic fidelity issues, and then like using a controller that's not, you know, designed around the game itself. So there was kind of like a learning curve there, but just like having the option to play it like online, like on first party hardware, was pretty cool. So I actually was going to ask y'all when it comes to making games accessible on like newer consoles, although you have the preference to play it on like, you know, original hardware as much as possible, are there any like games like currently you enjoy playing on like on modern hardware, maybe like a port or something? Like for me, I play Dragon Quest HD remaster on Switch 2 right now. So I use my Switch to play older games or remasters of older games. But what is it like for y'all?
I'll take it. I don't know. I literally last night started playing it because I got suckered into the Xbox Game Pass, because they changed everything from what was just Xbox Live to now you have to pay for the Game Pass. And part of that was the new Indiana Jones game that I've been meaning to play and never did. So was it Great Circle, I think it's called.
Okay.
But it so far, I mean, I'm not very far into it, but I am enjoying it thoroughly. I am also a giant Indiana Jones fan, so it's, you know, it's pretty hard not to.
Pat, can you explain that? Because I'm a disgruntled Xbox fan, and I finally canceled my Game Pass. So they made things where you don't have to have Game Pass to go live?
No, that's what I got sucked into, because it used to just be Xbox Live, where it was like maybe $50 for the year.
Now they combine still F Microsoft. Damn it. Because I canceled Game Pass, and now I'm going to the library to just borrow games now.
Okay.
That's how mad I am at Xbox.
Yeah. No, I hemmed and hawed over it for about 20 minutes. I'm like, even shit that I've already bought, I can't just play that online.
Yeah.
I have to do this on top of that now.
Y'all are making me remember the whole contention around game cards or game key cards with Switch 2. As much as, you know, I love my Switch 2, like we're now in like this weird sort of like gray area of a physical like item that is used to unlock your access to a game. So do you actually own the game or not? Do you just own the key to the game? But what if they change the lock to access the game? I don't know. There's just all these questions because it's such a like new development. But what are y'all's thoughts as far as like, you know, is this the direction where, you know, games and media ownership is going, where you can't even really like own a game anymore because it's not produced on physical media, and then this weird middle ground with the game key card and
right.
Yeah,
everything is becoming subscription based now, and I am not a fan.
I would love to, you know, hear more of y'all's thoughts on that.
If I buy the thing, just let me have the thing. And like that goes for all the computer programs I used to use, that like even Photoshop or Illustrator, everything went subscription based. I'm like, how about I just buy the damn thing, put it on here, and I can use it as I want to use it.
there's like multiple like facets to that too. Now that like my brain is like jogging. It's on one hand it's like we were saying earlier, accessibility, plays games how you want, watch the content as what however you want. However, your accessibility to it, although it's, you know, unlimited right now, eventually it's up to the whenever the license to that media expires or some sort of, you know, ownership and changing of hands happens where it's now removed from the servers. Oh, the servers were just cut off, like,
Yep.
oh, and all the games that you just paid for on that server or are now gone. So yeah, it's a tough topic, I guess, because like I'm always like interested to hear people's thoughts around that. Like, does that drive your decisions on whether or not to even support a game? Or if you know that it's part of this ecosystem that's like really effed up and you could probably lose ownership of your game even after spending like $60-$70 on it, are you still just like, I really need to play this game? Like, I know it sucks, but I don't have any other options. Or are you just like, no, I'm not even going to participate? Like, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. What do you got, Dan?
Sorry, that was a whole
I
lot.
mean,
That was like, you know, word pasta thrown
yeah.
at the wall. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I mean, I think yeah, it's a shitty situation overall, but yeah, I think at the end of the day, I'm a person that's like, if I want a game, I'm gonna play it. I don't, you know, if it's like, so I have morals, but I guess when it comes to gaming, it's yeah. If I want to play the game, I'll still like pay for the game, even though I might get screwed somehow in the end. So yeah, I guess that's.
So it's like, how does you have PlayStation? How does the PlayStation Network work versus like how Game Pass, how I just described on Xbox? Because I even talked to you about it. I was thinking about going to PlayStation.
Plus has really improved to a good competitor. Game Pass, it might even be better right now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I like the ecosystem on Microsoft better. Like I've grown to like the controller better. I like the PS4 controller better than the PS5. I like the Xbox Series X controller, and then the achievement system I like a lot better than the trophy, and the online functionality with friends I love on Microsoft. So that's why I'm so salty. I'm just like
right.
But PlayStation Plus, if you go for the stuff that's the tier that's like Game Pass, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Inform some decisions, you know?
I guess like pivoting back to like maybe like a happier topic related to gaming. What are some of your picks as far as like games within the Super Nintendo and Genesis Master System, or even like original Nintendo era, where you would like to see a modern remaster of it, like unlimited budget, unlimited graphic, you know, voice actors, you know, studio access, whatever you want. Like, what would be like your top pick of a game that deserves that level of remaster now?
They are touching on it with a lot of the new Metal Gear stuff, but I feel like they don't have the same feel as like the first Metal Gear 2 had. Like they got away from something. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but Metal Gear 2 or the Metal Gear Solid technically, being redone, but like verbatim, just updated, I think would be amazing.
So like a remake too, or just remaster?
Remake, yeah, remake.
I'm a big Final Fantasy guy, so I'm gonna say Final Fantasy 8. I would take a remake of Final Fantasy 8 in a heartbeat. Also 6. So 8 first, then 6. Yeah, those two games. That'd be great. Oh my god, Final Fantasy 6 is a remaster. Oof. Do it, somebody. Do it, Square. Is it still Square? I don't even know.
I have a question about what GameStop recently said, and maybe I'm getting it back to more disgruntled about current gen. Any criticisms? Because GameStop said your channel's name's Console Wars. They said the Console Wars are over with Microsoft bringing all the titles there. Sometimes people have a stigma about Console Wars that I think it made games in the systems better. Is that what we're missing in current gen? And also, because you're a content creator, Dan and Pat, do you have enough time to do current gen gaming? Or you still? I know you've mentioned some games, but do you find yourself just like, because your all content's more it seems like it's more focused on the retro stuff. Do you kind of sit out on some of that current gen? What's missing from current gen? Is it that flavor of the console wars? Things feel very different on each platform, whereas more they're just like similar in PC. Everything can port it everywhere now. What do you think?
I think once everything went
Yes.
disc-based, yeah. In my opinion, once everything went disc-based, it was the same thing, just on different discs for different systems. Maybe the system, like one was a little more powerful than the other, but I don't think there's anywhere near the differences there used to be for like the old school consoles.
Mm-hmm. Now it's like if you're a Microsoft fan, if you throw heat at the other, you're like Microsoft sucks, and Microsoft fans are like, yeah, we know. there's no even fire behind the console war fans anymore. Like, yeah, it stinks over here.
Right. I'm still playing the original Xbox One. Like, I didn't go to the box. I still have the OG.
I got the One X and the Series X.
Did you?
Yes.
Any noticeable difference?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, so no buyer's remorse.
But I'm like, I can't even recommend people, like, they increased their price $100.
Yeah.
At least.
Yep. I believe 120 or so from what I mathed last evening.
With the content creation, do you guys find it hard to get interested in current gen besides the problems because you're so with the content creation part? Devote your time to, what do you get?
Yeah, I just have no time to get into new games, because new games just like take forever to get started, right? It's like, now you don't even start right away. You gotta wait for it to install for like fucking a month.
Oh yeah.
And then like there's like 3 months of tutorials you got to get through. It's like, oh my god. And then there's a story. It's just like the old school games, man. And here's the old man speech. I'm on my soapbox. Just put in the game and fucking play. That's all I want to do. I don't need to know the lore. Some dumb lore. I don't know.
Give me an opening scroll,
like,
play the game, and get off my lawn.
Yeah. I literally took
like
my Series X over my friend's house because I was so disgusted looking at it. So I did Game Pass. And I'm like, here, let's try some games. Yeah, I own this digitally. And I'm like, let's play this fighting game. Update. I didn't get to play anything for 2 hours. It was just updating every game. I was like, just keep it for a while.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just, who has I don't have the time for that. So like, I mean, I want to play modern games. I'm getting a PS5 eventually.
The indie scene is really great with the inspired retro games from our favorite eras. It seems like we're in this, 16-bit PlayStation 2. PlayStation
those are the games I play more often. Like I'll play like Metroidvania, like Blasphemous or something like that with like those old pixelated graphics, or like Sea of Stars, which was fantastic. Those games are just like easier to get into, right? And then they're easy to like come back to if you're busy for a while. Because if you're playing like some big epic game, you come back to it, you're like, what was I doing? What am I supposed to do? You just kind of forget, because there's just so much shit to do. These games are so packed with so much to do, and you got to get every Easter egg. You got to get 100%. And it's like, I don't have time for that anymore. Just make it a simple game. Can we just have simple games? That's what I like.
Okay. I was laid up for about 5 months or so, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'll use this to get into Red Dead 2. I did not get far. I was just like, what the? It took me like maybe an hour to get off a goddamn mountain. I was like, all right, I'm not loving this. I'm not loving where we're going here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like to your point about just days and days of tutorials and lore. But I'm gonna shill for Dragon Quest. Honestly, like I feel like Dragon Quest is greater than Final Fantasy, and it's not even close. Like, sorry, not sorry. but yeah, to hype up Dragon Quest though, since I've been playing the remasters of the first 3 games, the way that they kind of illustrate the story and the gameplay and like how the battle mechanics work, it's all like trial and error. They like throw you onto a map and they're like, okay, you're in town, if you want to go out into the wild and explore it, it's up to you. No one's going to warn you, or no one's going to tell you to check your equipment. Oh, this is how you equip a sword, or this is how you use your shield. Nope, none of that. It's just like go, just explore. And I love that because I made so many mistakes. I spent hours and hours of just like exploring the world and like learning where to like farm for different like experience points, boosting like monsters and like grinding. Like it was fun. Like I enjoyed just figuring it out on my own. And what I kind of find daunting about like modern games, to the points that y'all made about, you know, how tedious they are, and it's like, just get me to the game. That's kind of why I pivot more towards games that like just remind me of older games too. Dan, you mentioned Sea of Stars. I was just like, I was fiending for something that reminded me of Chrono Trigger, and I know like the entire, everyone Earth wants, you know, a remaster, or even like, you know, just a port of, you know, Chrono Trigger. Like, it's already perfect, just port it as is. But yeah, like that same sort of battle mechanic kind of carries over really well into modern gaming, and a lot of folks who go and develop like these indie games of that certain style, they also keep the similar music composition and graphic fidelity a little bit, or like there's a term called like HD 2D, I guess, that Octopath Traveler sort of made popular. So I do like that there is sort of, it's quantifying, I guess, that there is like, you know, there is a demand for that, you know, sort of like retro gaming experience even today. So if for what it's worth, like modern gaming, I know like we've been like kind of harping on modern gaming a lot, but like there are still folks, you know, who exist in like a noticeably, you know, large amount of who enjoy, you know, those game mechanics and game design and things like that we love about older games. So there's still hope, although like all these, you know, other issues are occurring. So I just wanted to shout out that.
Cool. Yeah, there's still some stuff that comes out that I think being content creator, and I know at least Dan, you got your kids too. That also really cuts into, you know, in your
Yes.
I wanted to ask about other things that your viewers and people that are new to Console Wars might not know, like that you might not talk about much on your channel, that your other things in entertainment that you like, music, movies, things like that, and where that started. Dan, you got guitars there. Did you get into music before gaming, or was it after, or at the same time? And what's some of the early music memories from your childhood? Like, because I love that stuff too.
Actually, I got into it pretty late. I always feel like I'm like a late bloomer. I get into everything like late. So I got into gaming like when I was like 5, like with the Nintendo, but like I didn't get into music till I was like 13, right? I didn't really listen to music. I didn't really get it. But then my friends all turned me on to Nirvana. That was it. That was the catalyst.
Okay.
Like, listen to this. And I was like, what is this? It's so angry, but I love it. And then it was just like, yeah. After that, you know, I just got into Nirvana, listened to like every Nirvana CD. So it was like, what, 96, 97, just constantly listening to
You
Nirvana.
still have them?
And then like, yeah, I still got all my CDs and everything. Yeah.
Okay, you never teared them in for MP3s or anything. Okay, cool.
No. But yeah, I was watching a Nirvana VHS with my buddy, and we were like stage diving with tennis rackets onto my bed, because that was, you know, that's what you did when you were a little kid, you know, because we didn't have a phone like every kid does now. And you know, we actually did stuff. So we were doing it, and my buddy was like, man, it'd be cool if we learned guitar for real. And I was just like, hey, that's the smartest thing you said all night, buddy. So then I immediately went to my parents. I was like, can I get guitar lessons? And then my parents were like, you want to do something other than video games? It's like, yes. Here you go. Because I sucked at sports. I tried out for basketball twice in my school, didn't make the team. What the fuck? I was tall too, and it was weird. So I was like, all right, can't do sports. I guess I'll do music. And then like, I don't know, I just like dove in, and then like, I don't know, I just found an identity with music. Really connected with me in a way that I had not anticipated. I just deep dove into it, really got into playing guitar, songwriting, and everything. And I don't know, it's you know, it's what I do. I teach music right now. I'm in 3 different bands right now.
I didn't know that. You got to send me on Twitter. Send me your stuff. I'd like listen to bands. I'll come see you.
Well, they're all cover bands. It's not original stuff.
That's all right.
Yeah,
I appreciate people putting fun entertainment out there. There's nothing wrong with that.
So one of them's a Nirvana cover band, the other one's an Alice in Chains cover band, and
what?
And then we just started a Metallica tribute band too.
What? I want to see all those. I'm
Yeah,
definitely
so,
gonna come to
yeah.
your show now.
Triple headliner with
Yeah,
Dan.
Can you do
Oh,
it all
no,
in
I
one?
double-
Can
I-
you do it all in one show?
I have double headlined with Nirvana and Alice in Chains, Metallica and Alice in Chains. I don't. Those nights are tough for me, man, because I sing
Okay.
in all those bands. So yeah.
Oh,
it's
you're
really
the
rough for me.
singer. Okay.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of
So,
fun, man. Yeah.
Oh, it's a ton of fun, dude. Because like I'm playing guitar with my college buddy, you know, and then like I'm in bands, all three bands with him. So it's like we're just playing music we love, and then like having drinks like at the bar. It's almost like
could
we're
do
still in
that
college
part.
kind of, but we have kids now. So no, it's just love the music, and I'll just go back to my first CD, Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze soundtrack.
Dan,
Ooh,
your story
nice.
about your friend saying listen to music and then wanting to try guitar really touches my heart because I had a similar story, but I suck.
Oh, cool.
I'm not good at playing guitar, so I gave up. But maybe a teacher like you would have kept me going. I don't know.
Well, you gotta practice, man. I suck too. I sucked forever.
I'm
just gotta want
I'm
it.
past that point. I got like carpal tunnel. I'm like, I can't get into it now.
Ah.
I don't want to
But-
brag, but I'm pretty medium. at
Okay.
guitar.
All right.
I will not get on a stage. I'm leaving.
I was gonna ask, you're gonna let Pat on the stage?
No.
No?
No,
I was in a
no,
band
I would
once.
never share
I
that
was in a
spotlight
band
with him.
once.
No, I'm good.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no.
All right.
I'll be the bass
Where
player in
where
the
did you
background.
listen? What were you rocking with your Nirvana CD? Those were the first CDs you can remember really getting into. Was it like a Walkman, personal Walkman, boombox, stereo? What were you rocking, Dan? And then same question for you, Pat.
Yeah,
I want to hear about your
had
music.
a little stereo. I actually have my stereo that I grew up with.
Man, he has
Uh,
everything.
Yeah, I kept it. I kept my
He's a hoarder.
CRT from my dad's house. I kept my stereo from my dad's house. Yeah, so I still have the stereo I had when I was 14. It's insane. I have all my old cassette tapes of me and Greg, the guy I started Console Wars with. Our band. We have like dozens and dozens of cassette tapes of us just jamming and writing songs. too.
Nice.
So it's like, yeah. So
He doesn't make
Yeah,
me
listen to it.
mixtapes anymore.
Mixtapes.
Yeah.
I'm
Dude, like,
starting doing
we're-
mixed CDs again. When Rhea visited, she put together one. Yeah, I'm still on that. I tried to do
mixtapes.
I did try to do mixtape, but it's much easier to do mixed CD.
Yeah.
Yeah, burning CDs. I remember when I first started dating my wife in 2012. One of the first things I gave her was all a bunch of burned CDs of like a bunch of songs. I was like, yeah, I should listen to this. Just listen to this. So like, I've not burned CDs since we started dating.
I did that to my wife too, and I asked her later on in the marriage, and she's like, I didn't really listen to them.
Damn.
You know what? You can't say it was wasted effort though, because you still got her.
Yes, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. She was nice about it. She's like, it was nice, but I didn't really
Shrek
listen to
3 was amazing.
There was only one song. Oh, damn it.
Pat, do you have other interests like music, or I want to hear about movies too? I'm sorry if I steer too much towards it. I love everything: entertainment, games, movies, music.
Ooh, we could actually use me as a segue. So, aside from the video game thing, which I am into, I do a lot of graphic design and apparel printing. So that is actually what I do. I have my own business doing a very Jersey centric themed clothing line with a horror
Ooh.
video game and comic book touch to it.
You gotta send me your link too. I'm gonna check that out.
That is our
Oh.
logo.
Cool.
So it's called DKNJ, DECAYNJ.com. That's where we actually sell the Console Wars merch on there also. But yeah, I'm doing a punk rock flea market 2-day event this coming weekend, bringing all my regalia there.
Nice. I love flea markets.
Oh yeah. So what's funny, when you brought up the VHS tape thing earlier, that was my first. I was like, you got to hit these markets.
Oh yeah, I gotta visit. I gotta make a road trip.
Yeah, they're a good time, man. Like I do them all the time. I like that they're jumping around the state now, because it used to be the Trenton Punk Rock Flea Market. So now it's just the New Jersey Punk Rock Flea Market. So they do it all over the state. It gives you an opportunity to just kind of see new vendors, meet new people. And they
Cool.
usually do bring in some bigger names. Like they'll get a couple celebrities. on them here and there, which is always fun. But outside of that, I grew up a massive movie guy.
Okay.
So that is, it's called Latchkey Kid. That's, TV was the babysitter. So my brother and I were huge movie fans growing up. So that's, you got the right guy for this podcast.
Did you start with VHS, DVD? Where did you start? What's your
Yeah.
like VHS? You still have any of them?
A bunch. There's a handful that I absolutely had to keep. I did clear out a lot of space a while back, but I kept my Back to the Future box set, Star Wars box set, Indiana Jones when it was still just a trilogy, which it should have stayed, box set, original Jurassic Park, original Keaton Batman. There's a few. Oh, and then one of my personal favorites, The Jerk.
Oh, okay.
Had to have that one, and Blues Brothers. Those
Yes.
are the ones I remember.
I have to get The Jerk. I
You
I have everything you said except The Jerk.
Yeah.
You must have forgotten your Lord of the Rings collection, which I'm sure you have, right?
I don't think they existed on VHS. I think they were only.
Yes, they do.
Did they?
Yes.
Okay, I thought that was
Even the extended ones.
Okay. Wow.
What was that, like 9 tapes for movie then?
It's gotta be.
No, two. It's two. Two. Yeah. I tend to watch VHS more than any other physical media.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the pan and scan. People say you're crazy. Widescreen's supposed to. It feels different. It's a nice feeling.
I get it. You know what? Actually, as Dan brought up the clamshell thing, I'm pretty sure I have what survived of my Disney movies somewhere still in the clamshells.
Mm.
Yeah, so like whenever I go visit Max or we're at a convention and we're just out and about, we'll go to like different thrift stores or like other like just secondhand media shops and then basically go and hunt for physical media. Do y'all ever like go on those treks specifically? Like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna go to these shops that I know for sure are gonna have retro games, and I'm just gonna see what they have, and then you get in this like mindset of like, yeah, I want to like actually like buy these games, even though like maybe I don't even like have plans to play it right away. The intrinsic value is there. Like, is that a thing for y'all?
I definitely look when I do the conventions. I 100% go to the gamer tables and look for for both Sega and Super Nintendo. But actually, one of the one I did with Dan, what was it? It was the one in Parsippany right before the pandemic hit. It wasn't
A video game con?
a video game con. That was it. Yeah. So I'm like, I probably should have remembered that name, but yeah, I just went over. I started going through the table. I bought a couple of the X-Men games for Sega. I loved those. The X-Men games for Super Nintendo from Capcom. Loved those. They were just so damn good.
Cool. Dan, since you're in the music, do you still buy current music? What's your format of choice? Vinyl, CD, cassette? Do you still go CD shopping? I still do CD shopping.
No, I don't buy CDs anymore. I do buy vinyl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I tend not to buy too much new stuff. Vinyl. I tend to buy just digital because like I'm in my car for my job a lot.
Right.
So I gotta listen to it on the go. So I'll just.
We
get
need
it
to
on
trade in
iTunes
your
or
car
whatever.
and get a retro car with a CD player in it. No, I'm just kidding.
I changed out a CD player to a touchscreen. Sorry.
No, they are very nice. They're very nice. Okay.
I like
So
that you mentioned. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Max.
Oh, I was just gonna. So you still get some vinyl though. That's awesome.
Yeah, not like like crazy amount, but just like occasionally I'll be like, oh, okay, there's a little Beastie Boys. Okay, I'm gonna buy that one.
Yeah, one of my COVID projects was, and I know you're gonna hate this, Max. Basically, looking at the background, I kept all my CDs, but I put them in one of the big books and got rid of the jewel cases. But
Big
I
mistake.
kept all the
Big
books.
mistake. And we all made that mistake.
I did.
No, that's all right.
It saved so much room, but I still have them. I couldn't bear to get rid of them.
Yeah. No, that's all right.
Actually,
As long as you
did
get
buy
a good
some-
book. Right.
I was gonna say I did buy some CDs at a garage sale a
Okay.
couple months ago.
That's a
so yeah,
start.
it was like just on my block, just walking with my kid. It's like, okay, these are $1. Okay, I can justify these buys. So yeah, I bought an Oasis CD. Yeah.
The Gallagher
Big
brothers.
racist
Thank
guy.
you.
Oh, Gallagher. What's the older brother? Liam.
Liam
Noel.
and Noel. There we go.
Okay, it just reignited the '90s grumpiness with him and Radiohead. He's like complaining about Tom York or Radiohead. Radio's like, or Tom York's like saying it's really hard to tour. He's like, stop it with your shit. If you're too, just quit. That's what I told Tom York. I was like, this is great.
Oh, that's great. I mean, Noel, he doesn't fuck around. He's just like, we don't have time for this. If you don't want to do it, don't do
Like
it. All right?
Yeah,
Come
if your
on.
life's so hard, just stop doing it. That's what he told him.
Yeah.
I have to appreciate. I'm a casual Oasis fan, but I had to appreciate that. But he told Tom York that. Oh.
They just get grumpier and grumpier. It's what that happens.
Sorry, I randomly flashed back to Pat. You mentioned that you have the VHS collection of the Keaton Batman
Yes.
movies, and that is my personal favorite cinematic Batman. Like,
He's Batman.
like Michael Keaton. Yeah, like that's Batman.
Yep.
Not that like he's the only one, but like yes, like when I see Michael Keaton, I'm in those movies as Batman. I'm like, that's Batman.
I got a little statue. I call it Little Keats, and it's a little Michael Keaton Batman, maybe that tall. I forget if it was Hot Toys. It was whatever it is. It's pretty awesome looking, and yeah, I have a collection. My outside of video game nerdery, I also collect Marvel and Star Wars helmets because I'm a grown up. And there's also a Batman and Joker statue section.
That's cool. I used to collect helmets a lot. My big stupid idea was when I started my channel. I used to not be on screen. I was trying to keep my personality or my I was trying to keep my identity secret. So I was like, I'll wear all my helmets that I collected in my videos. It sucked. The live stream, you couldn't hear me. It sounded like I was dying from the Darth Vader mask.
Yeah,
it's really hard to wear helmets. They're cool.
Yeah,
but I understand like when they do the Mandalorian show and stuff like they're always taking off the helmet.
Yep,
it's very hard.
There's a reason stormtroopers always miss.
Yes, it's very hard.
So as far as like Pat, you also mentioned something too, like you made a I forget what movies was it? Oh, the Indiana Jones movies where you're like, the original trilogy. You're like, oh yeah, I should have stayed in the original trilogy. Are there, for both of y'all, Dan and Pat, like, are there modern, I guess, sequels, or I don't even know if they're called requels, where there's sort of like a low key like reboot where it's kind of passing the torch? Like, what are y'all's thoughts on it? Or like, are you into any of them, or is it just like a hard no on any of them that you've ever watched? Like, are there any that stand out in your head that are good, bad, or just shouldn't be made, or are decent? All the above.
So, I mean, all right. So let's take Indiana Jones. We'll go. So how they did God Awful Crystal Skull, and then went to what was the name of the last one?
I can't remember. It was all right.
Dial, I feel.
What was it?
Something Dial of
Destiny.
Dial of
Destiny.
Yes, that's it.
So we all just got real loud. Sorry about that. Peak. I did not hate Dial of Destiny. I liked a lot of callbacks.
Didn't hate it.
I didn't. By comparison to Crystal Skull, fucking hated Crystal Skull.
I liked Mutt.
What's that?
I liked Mutt.
I was the best thing that could have happened to him was to die.
Oh, and off screen.
Right, and I'm fine with that. When they came in and mentioned that in Dial of Destiny, maybe that's why I was like, oh, thank God.
That made it better.
But it was just like, it was my biggest complaint about Dial of Destiny was way too much CGI everything. It was like going through the city for the ticker take parade. It was just, it looks so bad. But as far as the characters, bringing like nods back to the old school and a nice way to kind of close Indiana Jones arc. I thought that was a pretty decent way to do it. As far as reboots, I can't think of a certain any based on older movies that have been done overly well or that needed to be done in general.
Okay. What about Star? You mentioned
I can't
Star
think of
Wars.
any.
What about the sequels? You like the sequels to Star Wars trilogy?
Not entirely. Rogue One was great. Anything
Technically a
after
prequel, Pat.
I know. I was going to say anything after I'm not loving.
I love the prequels.
I like
Not
those
the
more than the sequels.
Okay. All right. Can we talk
I
about
never-
oh go ahead, Dan. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I haven't really seen too many of those movies that like Ray was referring to. Like the only thing that comes to mind is like the Ghostbusters movies, but I haven't even seen those yet. But I'm all about passing the torch because obviously the original actors can't do it forever, and
Mhm.
there's some good lore there. Like there's some good ideas there. Like why should they just stop because the original actors and the original
Yeah.
Mhm.
people who came up with the idea are no longer with us? I mean, there's a lot of fans out there that grew up with this stuff, and they can do a good service for it. I just can't think of any off the top of my head right now, but I'm pretty sure I enjoyed some. But yeah, I have no problem with it as long as it's done well. Like going to those Star Wars sequels, that sucked. That's
Yeah.
not a good example of it for sure. But it doesn't like ruin my appreciation of the original trilogy or the prequel trilogy. It's like it's just more story, and if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. So I'm fine with it.
You know who
I
did
have-
not like it? Mark Hamill. Luke Skywalker hated that shit.
Every time I've met up with friends, especially since I talk about entertainment, but I focus about movies, we always end up in a vicious Star Wars debate, including Rhea.
Yes.
Rhea and Enosh,
Yes.
Rhea and Enosh teamed up on me at dinner, and I basically gave up. And I was like, I'm just gonna eat my food because I don't even want to talk to you two right now. Say you don't understand Luke Skywalker. I'm like, shit.
I'll be over here with my blue milk. Leave me alone.
Yes.
Yeah. I kind of bullied Max into a corner saying like, yeah, Luke's actually not a hero. He's
Yeah, and I was just
actually-
like-
he's
I
not
just
even
like-
an anti-hero. He's
I just like-
actually
I'm
a
just
very
gonna eat
flawed-
my sandwich.
like
That's what I did
Yeah.
He's the
because
least
I was
interesting
outnumbered.
person in Star Wars. The Skywalkers are the least interesting part of Star Wars. So we were just
Big
going-
mistake.
We were
I-
just
I-
it was just a downward spiral from there. So yeah, end of story.
Dan and Pat, I won't blame you for going now with Rhea's horrible take. You could just I appreciate having you, but
I'm just saying, maybe you should have let the kid go get his power converters at the Tachi station.
there is a current topic that's very big. It's happening, but yeah, I know you're in the gaming, so you know about the big mergers like with Microsoft, Activision. I don't know if you, and I know you guys at least appreciate movies with your history. Did you go to a lot of movie theaters going up? And now Netflix is planning to buy Warner Brothers, and everyone's up in arms because it's the streaming. They're going to limit theatrical releases. And honestly, I don't know if you've been following, but movies haven't been making a lot of money the last couple of years. Domestically, it's been going down. What's your thoughts on still going to the movie theater? Do you have time? Do you want to? Or are you happy to enjoy at home? And I go with there's no wrong way to enjoy entertainment as long as you're supporting it in some way. You know, some people, we have purists, you need to see it in the theater only. I'm like, nah. I go for the tentpole films now.
Yes.
I
I
tried to go to more, but my life's really hectic right now, so I was finding it difficult to get in there. But I'm still going to go see certain movies. Like, there's no way I'm not going to see Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey next year or things like that. Or, but what's your thoughts on going to the movie theater? And should it change, or what do you with Netflix buying Warner Brothers? Do kind of the people need to adapt to current models? Is streaming okay, or do you want to see in the theater? What's your thoughts on all that?
I mean, the last movie I remember seeing in the theater was a re-release of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Prior to that, I mean, I think I really only go to the theater for like Marvel movies, something like some spectacle that I want to see. You know, I want the boom and the crash. I want the seat rumbling. And outside of that, I mean, nothing's really coming to mind that I really gone to a theater for in quite a while. Prior to COVID, I would go to the theater regularly. You know,
Okay.
I mean, that was what I grew up with, totally normal. And it definitely, even the movies I've gone to see now, the theater is like half empty.
Yeah.
You know, it used to be you couldn't find parking for a new movie coming out, and you know, you're elbow to elbow. And I think also the fact that theaters went with like the wider seats and like the reclining seats and everything, that cut down on your occupancy per theater also.
Mm.
But I mean, as far as watching something at home versus going out, I see where it's definitely making a massive cut into like the Hollywood,
Mm.
you know, the wheel, the machine.
I actually do something that people really find annoying. I watch half a movie and I get busy and have to do something. I can watch the other half later. It's the other thing I do. And then it helps me focus. Look, Rand's not happy with me saying that either. I'm like, pause.
So weird.
That's how busy my life is. I take care of my parents, like do YouTube, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's convenience. I won't watch it on my phone, and some people do that too. But Dan, do you have the urge to go to the movie theater anymore? I know you're a busy dude, family man.
No,
keeper.
no, I think theaters are good, and I think people should go to the theaters. I know people don't go to theaters like for a multitude of reasons. Like, I'm not going to see it in theaters because it's going to be streaming in a couple months. Like, that's a big reason, right? A lot of people don't want to go, but like there are certain things. I think I'm kind of like Pat. Big spectacle, like I gotta go see it in theaters. Like the last movie I saw in theaters was the recent Superman movie, and I saw the trailers, I watched them ad nauseum, and I knew I had to see that movie in theaters. So like, it came out in theaters I think the week after my son was born, and I had to beg my wife. I'm like, I have to see this movie.
Oh wow,
see this movie.
That's
I've been
dedication.
waiting forever to see this movie. So she watched both kids, and then eventually convinced her parents to watch both kids so I could bring my wife to see it again. So I actually saw that movie twice in theaters. And it's just, there's a different experience that you get from watching it on your TV in the comfort of your own home, as opposed to like going out. Now I'm someplace different, right? I'm not in this comfortable space. I'm in a completely different space. So now you're in a completely different mindset. And then one thing I tend to do when I watch something at home is I'm a little bored. Let me go on my phone now. I'm not going to be doing that in a theater. Most people shouldn't be doing that in theaters. If people doing that in theaters, I hope they get shit for it from other people around them. But usually when you go to the theater, people are just locked in, and then it's just you and the movie and nothing else. And that's an experience that really I don't think you can truly emulate unless you have a home theater, which I'm not a millionaire, so I don't have that. But I just think you just can't replicate that theatrical experience at home. So I'm all about it, but I completely understand as somebody with no time that I'll just wait for it to be on streaming. So
Rhea, are you thinking what I'm thinking now that he mentioned he had to see Superman? There's a lot of DC questions. So you like DC or Superman, or what made you want to see that Superman movie so bad, Dan?
It just looked like finally
I didn't
a good
have any
Superman
of those
movie.
questions.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to ask him of what he thinks of DC, like Snyder version, like the DC movies.
Right.
I was going to get all of that from Dan now. Like, what? Okay. Did you watch the last versions of DC?
Yeah, I did watch the Snyderverse stuff, and there's stuff to enjoy there for sure. But at the end of the day, that's not my Superman. That guy's miserable, brooding. And I can't do it, man. I need a guy who's happy. All right,
I'm sorry.
Oh, he's a Snyder Cut, bro. All right.
It's funny.
Snyder Cut.
Dan and I had the same conversation when the trailers were coming out. I was like, I have no interest in it, and it's just like
it's Superman. It's the Superman I grew up with. It gives me that if it made me feel like a little kid again. I never felt that way watching the Snyder movies. I felt like I'm watching this serious shit that I'm like, well, this doesn't really feel like Superman at all. And then like I'm watching the new Superman and I'm just like, I feel like a little kid again. It just captured it. It captured
I respect
the Christopher Reeve feeling that I had watching those early Superman movies. Yeah.
That's where I was going, right? I was like, which version of DC does he like since he wanted to see this one so bad? So that the trailers got you initially like, oh, this is the one Superman I want.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad you have it.
No offense
Netflix
to if you like the Snyder
because
stuff,
you might come back.
that's fine.
Right.
That's fine that you like the Snyder stuff. It's just not my Superman at the end of the day. But there's stuff to enjoy there for sure. I rewatched them after watching the new one. I was like, oh yeah, that wasn't too bad. But again, I prefer the newer one.
Right. Like if you have 4 hours, the Snyder Cut is much better. But once not James Gunn, what's his name? Guy who did the first Avengers.
Joss Whedon.
Thank you. Yes. once he got involved for the rewrites, it was just awful. That was the mustache gate.
Did you get to see the new Superman, Pat?
Oddly enough, back to the whole watching it at home thing. Yes, I did. I watched it at home.
Did you like it?
Not a ton.
Oh, wow. Okay.
A good answer.
I did not find any of the scenes overly memorable. And I thought any scene that had Guy Gardner or Mr. Terrific stole the movie.
Yeah.
Pat, I think we just became best friends. I
feel bad
word
for
you
all
just
of
said.
you. You must have had terrible childhoods to not appreciate this new Superman.
I'm even here in my Batman colors. That wasn't planned, but I guess
I was trying to embrace. Listen, you might now be paying me as a Snyder bro, Dan. I was all on board. I was like, I'm convinced. I said I lost the bet. I thought I was going to make more money. I even tried to get my wife in on the crypto love. Like, that crypto.
I couldn't
And
get
then
on board.
even Ray's like, crypto's like a whatever.
I've had enough
Well,
crypto.
Like before the movie came out, Max, you got me like this super awesome crypto plushie. Like, it was super cute, huge. You could like sprawl out on my bed and like
Nobody
double as a
wants it.
pillow.
My wife gave it back to me in my room. It's like, no, crypto's not a thing. I was like, all right, I thought he was going to be a thing.
They wanted crypto to be Baby Grogu so bad.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so bad. And it just plummeted, nose dived into just, the bargain bin. Not even
Yeah.
a bargain bin. Like even the Dollar Tree doesn't even want those.
Well, there you go. It was James Gunn, so that was their group.
I will tell you this that might surprise you, Dan, because even though I prefer Cavill and the Snyderverse Superman, I still think that he might be the best Clark Superman together, Corn Sweat, and this movie has one of my favorite Superman scenes ever, and it's the Lois and Clark interview at the beginning of the movie. Is one of my favorite Superman scenes ever, and I actually want Corn Sweat. I like James Gunn, but he's got a certain style and certain jokes, and he does certain things. I think he goes for the joke over the story sometimes a lot. He can't help himself. I actually want Corn Sweat to be directed by someone else for a Superman movie, and I'm like, I think he's really good. I just think, I would prefer that. But yeah, that scene. Any favorite scenes from the Superman, Dan? That was mine. Was just that interview with Lois and Clark. Really long sequence. They did great.
I don't know. There's just excuse me, sorry. There's just the whole feel of the movie, and I don't know, it just felt like more heroic than the past Superman. I know I'm comparing it to the
He
Snyder
did
one.
save
It's
a squirrel.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He did save a squirrel. Yeah, and I dig that. I dig that. And then just that one scene, he's like, yeah, I gotta get the dog. He's not even a good dog, but he's alone and he's probably scared. It's like, that's fucking.
I like
Superman.
that.
That's fucking Superman.
The way
Give
he
me
delivered
that
that is great. Yeah, I agree with you.
Come on.
Yeah,
that's
I like
fucking
that.
Superman. So I like that stuff.
Okay.
Now, who's supposed to be getting Lobo? Is he going? Is
Jason
Superman?
Momoa.
No, I know. I'm saying.
Supergirl trailer is
Supergirl?
supposed to drop in 2 days.
Thursday. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. I am looking forward to seeing him as Lobo. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hoping they don't water it down too much. They're gonna have to, but not too much.
Like Aquaman. It's
Right.
water.
Let's see what you did
Yes.
I could do
so
bad jokes
terrible.
too, Pat.
there. Yeah.
So it's interesting to hear from you both, since you don't go to a lot of movies, that you still show up for the superheroes, because everyone's been saying superhero. So you're still interested in Marvel and DC pretty much, or just, what about you, Dan? Just DC or Marvel too, or do you think?
I mean, after Endgame, I haven't done anything.
Oh, you checked out Marvel?
Just-
Okay.
I
Okay.
checked it. I tried to watch Fantastic Four. I fell asleep. I watched it at home. I fell asleep.
I think Fantastic Four is one of the best ones they've done since Endgame, which doesn't take a lot.
Me too,
but-
Pat.
Thank you.
Bar's low.
Hey, for
Oh.
real.
I'll try to rewatch it. I'll see.
The
Okay.
bar being low, the low bar is called Love and Thunder.
Yes.
That's nothing was worse than that. And like right above that's Quantumania.
Yes.
And then there's like
I think Quantumania is the worst. Yeah.
You think it's worse than Love and Thunder?
The one thing that Kang
saw
in
the
there was
brain
great. Kang in there
Right.
was great. All the stuff in that, it was just weird. It wasn't cool weird. It was just weird.
Yeah. I think some of the Disney Plus stuff they've done Werewolf by Night, I think, is the best thing Marvel
Yes.
has done. Even including the Infinity Saga. I would love more Werewolf by Night.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What they did with Moon Knight, I would like to see more of that. If they can get the Midnight Suns thing up and running, that would be amazing to me. Ghost Rider, the two of them, and that's all.
Blade.
The others interchangeable, like Daredevil. Oh my god, the new season of Daredevil was amazing.
Mm.
Took a little while to get some traction, but that was, I think it was like the first 2 or 3 episodes they swapped directors, or they fired directors and then brought somebody else in, and then it got better.
Cool. Are you able to give any hints as episodes you're working on for your channel, or you do like to keep it under wraps until you have it ready?
I'll leave that up
of episodes that you're thinking about doing.
I mean, I think most people who follow the channel already know, so I'll just say it's Bubsy 2. We're going to do Bubsy 2 next.
Okay, cool. Look forward to that.
Have you played any of like the I think there's maybe like 1 or 2 modern Bubsy games. Yeah.
No, I have not.
They're not good. They're not good, I don't think.
I just found out about that the other night. I had no idea that was even a thing. Somebody mentioned it when I was
actually like the
stream.
PlayStation Bubsy.
Like,
that's a
the original.
notoriously bad
How
one.
did they make more?
I've heard nothing but terrible things about that.
Any of them, nothing good.
I mean, it wasn't great, but it was. I had fun with it at the time. I haven't revisited it.
Yeah, I think it was one of those early tank control games, right? Like Tomb Raider and Croc. So like if you were in the moment, like learning how those mechanics play, because that was just there, you had to figure it out. Like I can see how you might have some like affinity towards it. Like going back and playing the Tomb Raider or Croc like with the tank controls is just like, it's aggravating. I'm like, I don't know how I can do it because I'm so used to all these quality of life features and like ports being like, ported, like control pad ported over, and like being able to customize how you play and stuff, but like having to go back and like do the dungeons. I don't know what the word is, but like basically going back to that style of just like, it's really tough. Even though I was in that era and grew up with it.
It's like I think my
playing
first
the old Resident Evil
game was Resident
like,
Evil.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Ugh. It's rough.
I have a weird question.
I got it right here.
Ooh. Oh, the long box.
The original.
Oh man, I'd like to see your guys' collections there. You have a lot of PlayStation long box, or just a few?
Literally this.
Okay,
this is
well, that's
one
worth it.
I would never get rid of. It still has the foam, the book, and she's a beaut.
Yeah.
Still has that foam smell.
Mm.
That's the one I would never ever get rid of.
All right, so you suddenly get all the money in the world. What would be your perfect day, Dan, and then Pat? What would you do? Would you be on YouTube? Would you be making console wars? Would you be touring with your tribute bands? What would you do? We'll travel the world, give it all to charity. What would you do? All the money in the world just came upon you, an endless supply.
I would do nothing because I work too much. I'm around my kids all day. I want peace. I want to do nothing.
We wouldn't see you on YouTube for a while. Okay, either.
No, yeah, I'm gone. Let me be. Let me just do nothing.
My favorite answer when we were doing, since we've been asking a few people this, is like, well, I wouldn't be on YouTube. Okay, Pat, same question. What would you do with all the money in the world? So you just suddenly had it. You're gonna have to figure something out because Dan's gone.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. So, do we have all the money in the world for one day? Or...
No. Have just for till hopefully you have a long life, but forever. Yeah, for as long as you live.
I'm buying a monster house and then buying out every Amazon warehouse in America just to do it.
Oh wow!
Where are you gonna put the haunted house?
I don't know. A lot of stuff's going to get blown up. It's going to be like I'm going to have a lot of doubles of things. So it's going to be a lot of stupid stuff. So I probably will still stream that. So technically I'm, broadening my YouTube horizons. Meanwhile, you guys probably shouldn't order anything on Amazon that week.
Oh yeah, I was thinking, is he trying to put Bezos out of business? You had a grudge against Amazon and Bezos? Okay. Take over.
It's just, it's a little bit of a reset button. I'm one of those people who was like waiting and waiting and waiting for a zombie apocalypse, and I got COVID instead. I'm like, really? That's how you're gonna? That's a really weird reset button, but okay. Weird flex.
Okay, I have another thing I want to do with my money. I'm gonna get Carl Urban, and we're gonna make more Dread movies or a Dread series, because
That's good.
that is such a good movie.
Yeah, I gotta revisit. I liked it, but yeah, I gotta definitely Carl Urban. Anything Carl. Yeah, besides Dread, anything Carl Urban really too.
And
What are your
also,
thoughts on the
obviously,
new-
the first answer is End World Hunger, but everything after that, the blowing stuff up in Carl Urban. But after World Hunger,
Yes, that's a given. I was actually gonna mention for Carl
I
Urban.
saved us.
Are y'all interested for him as Johnny Cage in the next Mortal
Yes.
Kombat movie? Or do you think it's a
That's
miscast?
the only
like we
reason I'm
do-
gonna watch it.
Same.
It
The
looks-
only reason I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, it looks good to me.
Yeah,
I
the
think it
first
could
one-
be
first one
better.
was
Yeah.
garbage.
We both.
It was alright.
Cole was the
It
worst
was
goddamn
garbage.
thing they
It
could have
was
done.
shit, and it was shit wrapped around. his
Kano
shirt,
was really
and
good.
Kano's
Kano
the
was-
only redeeming quality.
They had
That's it.
they had
Yep,
some
that's
good
it.
fight sequences. There's
Every
more
movie
than
has
that, Dan.
something that's
Come on.
good, but the whole movie was just shit. It was shit.
Nah.
I
Yeah,
don't
it
think
was
the whole
poo-poo.
movie was.
Poo-poo.
If
No
the
good.
rest of the
It
movie
was all
stayed
poo-poo.
like the opening, like that tone that the opening set
Ooh.
with like a
Mortal Kombat.
like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, that was so well done, and then it just took such a turn. But yeah, putting a rando at Cole, just some guy who can take a punch, as your
What's your
main
superpower?
character.
I get the shit beat out of me. Huh?
really well.
Yeah.
Like what the hell? Like we've talked about this, I don't know how many times. It's like you could have used Stryker. You needed some random ass human from Earth realm. You got Stryker right there. Just use him. Don't make some dude who's already bad at fighting to begin with, and then his superpower is to be better at being bad.
All right.
Like he's got to die in this movie like real fast.
Yeah.
They said he's
didn't
not
see
in
the
it much.
trailer, so.
They said he's
Good.
not in it
So-
much. I think they know. Yeah.
And then he shows up as a douchebag
The
in
game-
Cobra Kai. No.
Oh, and now they're
Yeah.
they're making a new Street Fighter movie as well. The cast
That looks cool.
actually looks on
The
point.
cast-
Yeah.
What is it? 50 Cent is Balrog.
Casting's interesting. Yeah.
I saw a few of them.
I think Momoa's Blanca.
I don't think.
They-
I don't know. That would make too
I
much
know
sense.
nothing about this.
No, it
This is the
seems
first
like
I'm hearing of
it
it.
seems like fun casting. Like they're going for it. Anything on your? I don't know if we got any questions, but anything we want to address at the end, Rhea. And then I was just going to ask anything on your radar coming up that you're planning to do the new year, like entertainment wise, movies, music, video games, any conventions. I know we saw Dan at Too Many Games. Anything you're looking forward to?
I feel like sleep is the only thing that
Sleep?
is entering Dan's mind.
Yeah, honestly, I'm looking forward to my son getting older and not waking up every 2 hours
Okay.
in the night. Is that,
Well,
is everybody
when
else looking
am I
forward that?
able to
'Cause I
visit?
am.
When am I able to go to your tribute band? I want to go. I want to. I've never been able to see
well-
Nine Inch Nails, or I mean, Alice in Chains or Nirvana live. So I want to see your tribute band.
Well, I have a show January 23rd, but that's in Teaneck, New Jersey. Most of my shows are in New Jersey.
Okay.
That's Alice in Chains band, and then more in
What,
February.
is it? What day of the week is it? Is it a?
They're usually
maybe a
on the
week?
weekend, usually on Saturday.
Oh, okay. Then I could maybe do that.
That one
yeah.
actually is on Friday. But if you want to find out, there's a Jar of Flies NJ on social media, is one of them. That's the Alice in Chains band. Hold on, I'm playing. What about Spring City, Pennsylvania? That's probably closer. I don't know how close that is to you, but I'm doing
have to
that
look
with
Pennsylvania is
Chains band.
pretty big.
Is it a
That'd
big
be
state?
fun.
I haven't heard that before.
Mhm. Yes,
Uh,
the Keystone State.
I'm playing Stroudsburg, PA, in
Okay.
March with my Nirvana tribute band.
No,
I've done
you're
a
right.
couple of PA
Mamala is
shows
Blanca.
coming
You
up.
are correct.
I'd love to go to some shows. So what's the social media for that again? Jar of Flies.
Jar
Jay?
of Flies NJ, like New Jersey. Jar of Flies NJ.
Okay, I'll check it.
Yeah, follow that one because that one's the most active of my 3 bands.
Okay, cool.
And
Yeah, I was just screening the chat. Looks like, we got all our questions covered on our list. And thanks, folks, for joining us in the live stream on X, where I'm dual streaming, and over on Max's channel on YouTube. So, yeah, this has been awesome. I'm glad that we got to, spend the last, maybe 80 some odd minutes, getting to know y'all a little bit better. And I know it's pretty late for y'all over on the East Coast. It's only 8:30 for me where I'm at. So
Oh, I thought you were Pennsylvania too.
hell no, I'm the SF Bay Area.
Well, thanks, Freya, for putting this together because it got me back into the wanting to do interviews and content creation, so it really helped. Thanks, Dan and Pat, for making time. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks for having us. No, it was a good time.
For sure. So yeah, folks over on YouTube, check out Console Wars on YouTube, and folks over on X, we will link the socials for Console Wars there as well, and the channel. And yeah, this has been awesome. I appreciate y'all's time, everyone in the chat, and that's all I've got. Happy holidays, everyone.
Yeah, have a happy holiday. Be safe.
Holidays. Thank you.
Okay.
Go check out some Console Wars episodes. Chubby Teddy's recommends the Mutant Apocalypse video.
There's also a bunch of holiday episodes too.
Oh,
So,
really? Timely.
If you're feeling festive, yeah. I think there's a holidays playlist. It's got Home Alone games, the Days Before Christmas game that we did. Pat.
I did.
So
you know what? Around Halloween, I actually I took a bunch of the links and would share them on the YouTube or the Facebook page and everything. It was like, we're not going to have a Halloween theme one this year, so please revisit the spooky season.
Sick.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Have a good one, everyone.
Yeah, take care, guys.